with the lighting.
Wow. But it's okay. Imagine it's good.
So, hi guys, welcome to Laugh and Lifestyle. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, thanks for coming back. My name is Glory Munoru, and today we're going to discuss a topic on self-love. As I promised on my Instagram, I asked you guys to subscribe because I'll be doing a series on self-love. I actually said a series on something, so that you guys can expect what I would come up with. But I want to do a mini series on self-love based on relationships and the way we live our lives basically. And today I have invited a guest, just as I promised also on my first video, and she's just going to briefly introduce herself, and then she's going to tell us her perspective on self-love and how her self-love journey has been so far. So Ornella, welcome.
Thank you. Hi guys. My name is Ornella. I am a Rwandese, a student in JECWES. I'm taking Bachelor's of Medicine and Surgery, and I'm the guest.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you.
So, what is your definition of self-love?
Okay, self-love, it's the way you behave, the way you treat your body, the way you behave, the way you respect others, the way you respect yourself, the way you live in the society. So my definition of self-love, I won't make a definition exactly, but I can say it's you must work on your physical aspect, like your body, and then you must work on your spiritually, like the way you interact with God, and then the way you eat, everything.
Yes, I think that's basically the same thing I would say. It is actually self-love has a lot to do with how you take care of yourself, because I believe that everything originates from yourself. So if you feel like you're fat and you're not comfortable with yourself, you're not happy with yourself, and you know you can do something about it, you just go to the gym and do something.
Even psychologically.
Yes, exactly.
The way you think, the people you interact with, your environment, everything. Like, it starts with your
think first of all. So I think she has really put it well, that it is all in your mind, what you think. So she's going to give us a story of how she got to a point where she actually had to realize that maybe she was either losing self-love or she needed a lot of self-love in order for her to stabilize herself and be able to do the things that she is doing.
Maybe.
Yes.
Like, if you want to get on something, you first have to love yourself.
True.
If you want to achieve something, you have to know your worth. And if you don't know your worth, you're not going to achieve anything at all. Even if you achieve, you'll have some difficulties, like in the middle of the process. So my story is not like a long story. I'm just going to say it briefly. So when I was in primary, we used to study in French. Then after some time, my family moved to another city, so we had to go to another. I had to go to another school that was studying in English, and it was different. I used to perform well in class. I used to have good marks, and then when I got there, because it was different from my school, they studied in English. I didn't know English. I started like seeing myself as, what am I even doing here? Am I supposed to be here? I started hating myself because I couldn't find myself there. I started having low marks, and I go at home, they ask me, what's wrong with you? Because I couldn't express myself like before, and I couldn't study like before. I felt like there's something missing. One day, because when I got on that school, I used to fail. We were 25 in class, and they used to be like 24th, 23rd, And before I used to be the first, the second there. So one day a teacher came. He was like, why even studying? Because they were used to me failing. I was so hard, and I couldn't imagine myself like, why is he asking me that, like, why are you reading? And I was like, so they know
it's as if you have no purpose, like, why are you even here in the first place?
You're stupid, you're what? And I was like, I was so hard. So from that time I realized I was so young, but I had to do something to change what was happening to me. So I worked so hard, I read, and I tried to read books so that I can understand more English. Actually, I didn't know plus, like in math. I didn't know plus. In French, it's plus, but I had to ask in the first place. And that year, we had a national examination. So it was so hard. And they had decided that I'm going to fail, like, because the way they were seeing me. So after working hard, and I didn't care what they were saying, I changed everything. Then I even my parents were surprised because they thought I was going to go in a private school. I was not going to pass the exam, but I passed with. I was like the fourth in the whole school.
That's within how long? How long did it take for you to change things and just?
It was like 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
You guys, 3 months. She was able to change her grades.
Yeah.
So let me ask. When your parents discovered that you're failing and you had come from a school where you were used to performing, did they actually ask why you were failing? Did they follow up with why you were failing, or did they just act like,
this is Africa? When a parent see that you're failing, they think you're doing something, you're playing, you don't care,
fishy.
You're being fishy. It's like they're just Kwanza, my father is so, when you fail, he doesn't support failure in that, like in his house. So he was like, what are you doing at school? And I couldn't answer. I really didn't know, because I knew, but I couldn't explain. I wasn't going to tell him I don't understand English, because the previous years he used to tell us read books and everything. We used to read, of course, but it's different from like the school, like the way they teach, the way they interact and everything. It was so hard, but he couldn't understand. But when I was talking to my mom, she was like, work hard, everything will just be fine. Yeah.
So I think that explains a lot of the things. That self-love sometimes can come as a result of maybe you're a person suffering all by yourself. You have nobody to talk to. Your parents, like African, you have no friends.
Yeah.
You can't just go up to your friend and be like, I don't know English, that's why I'm failing. They're going to look at you differently, as if you are being a nuisance. Like, if you don't know English, you go and study it. But I think you said it was 3 months before your national exam.
Yeah.
And that is so difficult. Can you imagine, guys, like you've known English your whole lives, then you go to a school in Rwanda where you have to know French in 3 months. 3 freaking months. Like, trust me, even if I was given a whole year, I don't know if I could do a whole national exam in French. Like, that was a really, really difficult time.
Yeah.
So what did it actually teach you? Like, you knowing that we have nail cutters. You knowing that you had exactly three months to either give up on yourself or actually just dive inside yourself and recollect yourself and know that you are not a loser, that you really have to get yourself out of that shell and break it and do those national exams and actually pass, come from being the 24th or the second last and shift all the way to being the 4th person. So how much did it take for you to actually do that?
Okay, firstly, we had an exam in 3 months, and I was like, I'm not going to fail. That was my first thought, I'm not going to fail. These people, they're just looking at me as like, they've taken me as someone who is dumb, who cannot do anything. They even gave me, I actually had a name, but I'm not going to say it. And I was like a boy, like I didn't have hair. I felt like even myself, I hated myself. I didn't know, like, I was like, what am I even doing here? Even me, I was like that. But my first thing was like, I'm not going to fail. So I had to work on that. I had to read so hard. I had to spend nights. I was so young, I remember, but the fact that my father doesn't accept failure in that house gave me, like, was even an influence. And I don't like failing in my life. So that's why I really worked hard, and I didn't care what they were saying, because if you that's the point, Kwanzaa. If you care about what people say, you're not going to to grow. You're not going to achieve what you want to say. Because okay, suppose you wanted to start a YouTube channel and your friend will be like, are you even going to start? What are you even going to say?
Yeah.
You'll stop, because people always they talk, and then they have different perspective, and they criticize. But when you get out your comfort zone, yeah,
and stop seeking validation,
everything will just be fine. It's all about you. It's all about what you think. It's all about what you want. When you know what you want, it helps you to achieve what you want to achieve. So I think knowing what you want and having goals and having purposes and be like, I want to achieve this, it's like the main, it helps so much.
Did you always want to become a doctor?
Of course.
So that is the main reason as to why you really worked so hard despite what these people say.
Yeah.
So how old were you then?
I was like 13 or 12 there.
Jesus, 13.
Yeah. But then after, it's not about like, I really worked hard, but I still had a problem of like, I felt like I'm ugly. I felt like if someone tells me I love you, I'll just feel bad. Like, why even insulting me? Why? Like, I thought I was ugly. Like, seriously, guys, I was. Oh my god.
Yeah. Have you ever been at that position? I think I have been there.
Yeah.
When you really don't like there was a time I had issues with my weight. I used to think I'm overweight. I used to think I was fat, because when I was younger, even my big sister would be like, you have such a big bum. And at that time, it was so long time ago, that was like sort of an insult. So maybe when I was in high school, and maybe when I joined campus the first years, if someone ever told me they liked me, I would always feel like it's an insult.
Yeah.
Like you don't quite mean it, you just want to say it so that you just hurt my feelings, or just pretend like.
Or you play with me.
Yeah, you play with my head and all of that. So guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Ornella, for coming over.
Thank you
and
for hosting me.
I'm really hosting. I'm really looking forward to doing so many videos with her. Actually, this is like a part 1 of what I'm going to do with her. So in the next, look forward to the next video, because I'm going to do one with her. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and comment down below on what you think about her story.
And share.
And share. And also
love yourself, guys, because that's the main thing. Because you're the image of God. Like, God didn't create you to come and just be like, I'm ugly. You're insulting God if you say that you're ugly. You're beautiful. And have goals. Have goals in life, and value yourself, respect yourself. And yeah, that's it.
So thank you very much, guys, for watching again. See you in my next video.
See you.
Bye.